Yo, you already know, man. It's your boy IBM004LUM tapping back in, man. We got some content for y'all today. But before we get to that content, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And remember, if you are not following me on Instagram, slide over to Instagram and drop me a follow. It's IBM004LUM on Instagram as well. That's IBMH004LUM. Let's go, man. So let's get straight to it, man. It's been a wild last couple of days, man. And it seems like this guy Wack 100, he is scrambling for dear life, man. He's in a situation to where he just don't know what to do about IBM hoodlum. And I have explained before, and I'm gonna keep saying it again. All the stuff you see him doing on the internet, going at Sharice, yelling, screaming, blaming her for certain things. Listen to what he's blaming her for. Sharice has not done any of that. The person that is doing that is me. Okay. Now you guys got to understand something about this dude Wack. He does not want to give unnecessary clout, especially to somebody like me. Okay. He has tried to control the narrative in this whole situation by asking Adam 22 to not even say my name, which Adam 22 actually did slip up and say it. But part of that live, Adam 22 said it himself. You know, I don't want to give these dudes clout. That was a Wack play. Wack does not want to give IBM a voice. He is trying to sever any ties that we have with bigger connections that he has in his back pocket, such as academics, Adam 22. If you listen, he recently, you know, had a couple phone calls with those two, and he asked academics to not deal with Luce Cannon anymore. He doesn't want Luce Cannon to be able to speak the truth out in this situation. And you know, people like academics, to me, are gullible to Wack. Same thing with Adam 22. Reese and Luce Cannon call in when he was live, and the first thing Adam 22 says is, "Hey, Wack told me not to speak to you anymore." Okay, so that is an act of desperation. Wack, why don't you want Luce Cannon to have a voice? I wonder why. So let's get straight into this situation. The last couple days, Wack and his team has desperately tried to shut me down. They have went to desperation acts. It has went from him using his girlfriend with Luce against me. That didn't work. He even flipped an IBM member, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's the one that's supposed to be doing the interview with Gigi, which is going to be a bad idea because I got something in my back pocket for that. If he tries to get on there and slander anybody or me from IBM, I got something cooked up for him. That didn't work. Then, of course, as you guys know, he sent Gigi at me by text messaging me and actually saying threatening stuff to me to get me to react and call her. Well, that was debunked. That was shut down. Now, if you look up at what's going on now, he is trying the frame tactic. He's literally pinning things on me, and not only me, but Luce Cannon. Luce Cannon is at fault for all of this. He did it. You're the one doing this, you're the one doing that. And he's doing the same thing to me. You're the one said Cuban Rob took the watch. You're the one that put the no jumper video out. And now it's I threatened R&B and Gigi, which nobody has yet to provide the proof of any audio, screenshot, any type of receipt that IBM hoodlum has threatened anybody, because it didn't happen. Okay. So let me explain to you guys. This guy Wack, and I've said it before, behind closed doors, he's a Karen. And the reason why I say that is because he literally got on live, went real big on Sharice Mills, all because Sharice Mills said he has not given us the diapers he promised. Now, mind you, the whole contributing thing came from academics. That was never said by Sharice Mills, okay? That was said by academics. He flipped out. He started going crazy on her. Now, mind you, there was a phone call once upon a time with me and Wack 100 where he accused me of threatening R&B because somebody sent me his location. So he tried to say, hey, if you know where I'm at in Vegas, that's not my house. It's R&B house. You're threatening her. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is his tone with me, if I'm the one that's threatening his girl, was totally different than the tone he had for Sharice Mills, who only said that he has not given up the diapers that he promised. Okay. So when he spoke to me that day about supposedly threatening his girlfriend, he didn't talk to me like that. He didn't do the Pyru stuff. He didn't yell and scream. It didn't look like he was out of breath whenever he's going up on a what they call civilian. Okay. This guy's all whoop tickets. So I wanted to bring something to you guys' attention because this is what they have been doing in the last couple of days. And they're trying to cover their tracks while they're doing it. Now, if we rewind a couple days, um, there was a Clubhouse audio that had hit YouTube. And if I'm not mistaken, we actually listened to that audio on a couple of my lives ago. And it was audio of Wack 100's girlfriend basically pretty much saying, hey, I feel threatened. I fear for my life. I haven't slept in 15 days. Must be on meth if that's the case. Um, she's going to go down and she's going to do what she has to do. And mind you, like I said, I have not threatened anyone. So at that point, if you're going down and filing a police report on IBM Hoodlum, who's just a content creator that lives in Texas, that sits behind a mic, that's a false police report because I haven't threatened anybody. Okay. So, at first I thought this was a scare tactic, but unfortunately it wasn't. Wack 100 is using his girlfriend to third party snitch. And this is real, you guys. Like, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a scare tactic. He even tried it with Gigi. Remember, after Gigi texted me, said what she said to me, and I called her and said, hey, since you said you got somebody that would link me in Houston, tell him to link. What does Gigi do? Oh, you said you're going to do this to me? You said you're going to do that to me? Remember, nobody ever heard me say anything I'm going to do to Gigi. They only heard Gigi say that I said I'm going to do this because she was talking over me. So that's the way to spin the narrative. He texts me right after that phone call, basically saying, aha, I got you. But what he don't realize is I never threatened Gigi, okay? He heard Gigi say, oh, you said you're going to do this to me? They're all gullible and they're all dumb if you ask me, okay? So R&B, after she makes that audio in Clubhouse, she actually goes out and files the false police report on me, okay? And remember, this is Wack 100 doings. He's the one having his girlfriend go out and file these charges on me. Remember, this is another process in them trying to shut down IBM Hoodlum. Remember, he has said it himself on No Jumpers. Only really one guy from IBM, that's the issue. Only one guy really pushes content for IBM, and that's me. Okay, so I thought it was a joke. Reese Mills calls me the next day after we heard that audio on YouTube from Clubhouse and says, hey, she really did go file a police report on you. She sent it to me. So I'm like, really? Like, so they really filed a false police report. So let's get into that real quick, okay? And these are screenshots from the false police report. Let me show you, okay? Now, mind you, this woman sends Sharice a piece of the paperwork from the police report, okay? It even has the event number. I know there's guys out there that's like tech savvy. If you want to look it up, but this woman actually went out and filed a false police report on IBM Hoodlum. Now, mind you, like I said before, just because I was aware of the whereabouts of Wack 100 does not mean that I'm threatening you. Anybody can know where I'm at right now, and that does not mean you're threatening me, okay? But this furthermore proves that their new tactics is the police. Wack is very aware of this because he's the one that had her do it. Now, Wack is using the whole, well, my wife is a civilian, she can do that. But this is his plot. This is his play. The same way he tried to get Gigi to do it to me, okay? This is part of his tactic to try to tear me down. But remember, it's not going to work. If you go to the police station right now, right? And as a woman, you say, hey, I'm coming to report my boyfriend because he beat me up. They're going to say, okay, well, let's take the report and can we see any proof of him beating you up? Do you have any scars, any marks, anything like that? 9 times out of 10, it's kind of like a domestic violence situation. If Someone calls the cops because you're fighting. They come out, they don't see no scars, no marks. Nobody's going to jail. You can say somebody hit you or whatever, but if they don't see no, evidence of that, they're not making an arrest. It's the same way. I can do the same thing and say, hey, well, I feel threatened because Wack 100 has my house on his Instagram. I can do the same thing, but there's no proof of Wack threatening me. Just because he put a house on Instagram does not mean he's threatening me. Okay. But she actually went to the extent of actually filing a police report on me. Okay. And like I said, this is what Wack told her to do. Okay. This is all part of Wack. The whole I fear for my life. I have to look over my shoulder when I walk outside. I haven't slept in 15 days. Ma'am, I am way in Houston. There's no way you're looking over your shoulder when you walk outside. And if you are looking over your shoulder when you walk outside, it's because somebody out there does not like your boyfriend, because nobody likes Wack. Okay. So let's make that clear. Boom. Not only that, okay, let me show you something else. Okay. Now, mind you, right? Luce Cannon drops the audio responding to Wack 100. We all heard the audio. Okay. Well, Luce Cannon said something in the sense of, don't make me release those, you know, videos of Wack 100 girlfriend. Okay. Now, mind you, if you guys don't know, I've said it in a previous live that, you know, she has openly expressed that Wack 100 is going broke. She has openly expressed that he can't afford his mortgage on his house in California, so the house is going to go into foreclosure. These are things that this woman has said on a phone call with Cannon. And remember, that phone call, I was on the phone call. Cannon merged me in. She didn't know I was on the phone call. So, mind you, when I spoke on, her calling and saying, hey, she got into it with Wack, she was basically exposing his business, blase, blase. So, when I spoke on this, right, mind you, she wound up hitting up Sharice Mills and asked her, hey, did Luce Cannon ever record any of our phone calls? Now, mind you, this was about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago. And the reason why she said that is because she's scratching her head thinking like, well, that phone call is true. How did he know? He wasn't on the phone. But what she didn't know is I was on the phone. Okay. Remember, I always say it. Luce will always merge me in on calls. He would just tell me to mute my phone. So let's fast forward. Luce Cannon releases the response to Wack 100. He says something in the sense of, hey, don't make me release the videos of R&B. Now, mind you, the first thing R&B does when that, video drops on YouTube, you can tell she was watching the premiere, because when it got to the part when Luce said that about don't make him release those videos, she immediately started to blow up Sharice's phone. And the first thing she says when Sharice answers the phone after the fifth call is, it's not true. Now, mind you, she does not understand that we have the stuff Cannon is talking about. I have it in my phone right now. Sharice has sent me 80% of what Luce Cannon said is there. Okay. So when you're on the phone saying it's not true, I'm looking at you like you're absolutely crazy because I'm looking at it. Okay. So that was a desperation act to see, okay, let me hurry up and try to cover my tracks. Let me call. Let me, let her know it's not true. Now, you guys got to understand this. Wack is more than likely unaware of these phone calls and these photos and these videos she was sending to Sharice and Luce Cannon. So while Wack is, on these lies, poking his chest out, disrespecting Sharice, they have something in their back pocket to say, okay, well, you don't even know your queen, your girlfriend, was being very disloyal to you and exposing you, and not only you, but herself. Okay. So, boom, the next day, another audio hits, and it's from Luce Cannon responding again to Wack. And in that audio, he said, hinted at that again. Hey, I'll put these videos out. Keep playing. Boom. What does R&B do? Scrambles for dear life because she knows it's true. I know it's true because I've seen it. Okay. So she ends up texting Sharice. Okay. And before we get into this text message, right, I want to point these out right here because maybe a day ago, I listened to Clubhouse and Wack started to hint to the idea of the phone calls. the three-way calls or whatever the case may be. And he pretty much tried to say, you know, Sharice is, you know, doing those calls and it's going to be, you know, held against Luce. And then he says something in the sense of, well, if you haven't got your phone privilege taken yet, then that means you must be a rat and you're working with them and they're letting you do it. What they're trying to do is cover their tracks. Wack 100 posted this morning. Now, mind you, let's read it. This call is being recorded. This is what he's saying. Maybe he needs to go to the ear doctor and she's just rubbing her hands while the trainer is caressing that big back of hers, saying, yeah, baby daddy, give them what they need to keep you in there. Law 15, crush your enemy totally. Law 37, he fell for the spectacles in form of clubhouse stage and podcast microphone. Did he forget what he said about me back in 2021 2022? Because I sure didn't. Bozo trainers over baby daddies. The virtue of patience will always conquer the eagerness of a imbecile. Okay, now mind you, you guys don't know, one of their tactics a week ago was to just make up lies. The photos you guys are seeing with Sharice with the trainer, those were years before canon. Okay, what happens with YouTube, because I realized a lot of people are gullible, those are new to them. So they look at it as, oh, she's with another man. That trainer was shit back when she did the chance of love, whatever the case may be. Okay, this is a narrative they're trying to spin to make it seem like she's cheating on canon. Okay, and it kind of gets back to the same situation with the text messages between Wack and Sharice that Gigi put on her live yesterday, that everybody's running around saying, oh, she's leaving loose cannon. We'll get to that though. Okay, so what I'm trying to say right now is their new thing is attacking the three-way call. So they're trying to say the call is being recorded. Maybe he needs to get an ear doctor. So they're basically saying they're harming themselves. Well, hey, guess what? They haven't said anything to him about it. They didn't bring it up in the first court hearing. Well, the second court hearing with the bail hearing. So why would you want to bring that to anybody's attention? So they're trying to say, hey, maybe Sharice Mills is doing it to purposely keep him in there. Well, let me show you guys something. This is how they cover their tracks. If he does get in trouble for those three-way calls, take a wild guess who called and told on him. Look what R&B text Sharice Mills, okay? If he wants to keep his phone privileges, he should keep my name out his mouth. I'm not playing. The fake don't bring R&B in it. It's not believable, but go off. Okay. So this is part of their plot. R&B has already called and reported Cannon for the phone calls. And then they go back and he makes the post today to say, hey, they're going to get caught up because they're doing it to themselves. But behind closed doors, third party snitching. Wack has R&B already call up there and report him for phone calls. This is what these people do behind closed doors. Wack and his girlfriend are Karens. They call the police on people. Here's the proof right here. Okay. Not only that, after she writes that, she sends Sharice Mills this. Okay. Now I will bring up this whole thing she sent because I got the whole thing and what it says. This is her panicking for dear life. Mind you, rewind. Remember, how did Hoodlum know about the phone call with me saying Wack is going broke, blase, can't afford his mortgage in California? Was he recording my phone calls? So, you know, Cannon said something in the last two videos on YouTube. I'll put those videos out. So now she's scrambling for dear life. So as she writes this, basically saying she's going to report him, which she already did, she sends this as well after. And what this is a state law regarding recorded phone calls, basically saying, hey, if he releases any of those recorded phone calls with me and him, I'm going to file charges on him. In Nevada, recording a phone call without the consent of all parties is illegal. Nevada law considers this a felony, punishable by imprisonment and fines. To be legal, every participant on the call must be aware that it's being recorded and consent to it. Elaboration: Nevada's two-party consent law. Unlike federal law, which generally allows one-party consent, Nevada requires that all parties to a phone call consent to its recording. Consequences of illegal recording: violating Nevada's recording laws can result in felony charge, which can lead to jail time 1 to 4 years, and fines up to $5,000. Okay. This is what this lady sends to Sharice Mills, basically saying, hey, I'm going to do this as well if those recorded phone calls, when she's on that phone expressing how she really feels about Wack, exposing her business and how she really feels about Luce Cannon. Okay. We've seen it all. We've heard it all. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm the type that will put that shit out there. But Reese Mills still has a lot of respect for R&B. She told me, Hoodlum, I have a certain bond with her. I wouldn't do her like that, okay? She begged me when she sent me some of it. Don't put it out. I respect Sharice 100%. I respect Luce 100%. I won't put it out, but just know it's there. It's facts. If it ever gets to the point where it gets serious enough, I'm sorry, I will put it out there, okay? So boom, she does this, and then Sharice actually sends me text messages from Wack regarding the whole situation with him going live on exposures and him flipping out. Now, mind you, I've been telling people that is not about Sharice. Everything that he was hammering Sharice about, she didn't do none of that. It was me, okay? He just didn't want to say my name. So I want you guys to take a quick look at some of these screenshots with Sharice Mills. This is Wack 100. These are the people who are filing false police reports on people, okay? Basically saying people are threatening people, lying, okay? R&B has the audacity to send a screenshot of a Nevada law when we all know the #1 call recording person in the fucking America, probably the whole wide world, besides jail systems, is Wack 100. Kind of relate to being, the police, the police and the feds, they record all calls. Wack 100 records all calls, okay? So this is the audacity of these people. You're in man shit. You think shit funny? You think people soft? No, people get hurt over this kind of shit. You don't know your place. Sharice responds, there you go, threatening again. Like, what is wrong with you, Wack 100? We can't move forward, like you keep going backwards. You won't stop, and it's getting worse and worse. Luce put me in this shit. I wish I did not have to do this. I really do. That ain't no threat. Wack and Luce, what people are going to get hurt. People will die, and that shit ain't no threat. You will be the start of it. I think on the next phone call, oh yeah, this is where the Gigi stuff. Now remember, Gigi had claimed that she doesn't really deal with Wack like that. So when she put that screenshot up on her live, it pretty much confirmed that she does deal with Wack like that, and he sent her the screenshot, because this is the screenshot that she had up on her live, and it came from Wack, okay? I think on the next phone call, you need to have a talk with Cannon and have someone else run this content shit, because I really am tired of all this. I am not trying to be with anyone, and truth be told, he has gotten me into so much bullshit with this ex bitch that is just crazy. Now, they ran with this on YouTube. Even Gigi, oh my God, Sharice is leaving Luce Cannon. That's not what this says. What this says is, you guys have been spinning the narrative, and she's cleaning the narrative up. You guys have been saying she's had an ulterior motive the whole time, and she's saying, I'm not trying to be with someone else besides Cannon. Read between the lines, okay? But they ran with this, okay? This is what she's saying right here. You guys are spinning the narrative, saying I'm with this trainer that y'all got from a video years before Cannon, and you guys are running around saying I'm cheating on my husband. I'm saying I don't want to be with someone else. Only Cannon is who she want to be with. But this is what they twisted up, ran with it on YouTube. She's leaving Luce Cannon. False. I'm not the start of anything, so please stop with the narrative. You keep jumping to conclusions when all it takes is a conversation if you're upset about something. Instead of doing that, you go AWOL. Yeah, well, since I'm the enemy, maybe I'll make her my friend. I'm a bitch, right? Shaking my head, okay? So let's go up to the next one. He said you were texting him while you were in the movie, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe he wants me to talk. I have no idea. Even Vlad was calling him. Nah, can't nobody force me to say shit I don't want to fucking say. But you don't respect me, so that's why I disrespect. You ain't called a hoodlum a bitch yet. Bingo, there it is there. Through this whole text message with her, she had not mentioned me one time. And who I've been telling you why Wack is doing what he's doing because of one individual is right there in the text message. Everything you see this dude doing is because of me. Once again, he has tried and he is continuing as of today to try to take me down. Okay. But noted, moving forward, I will not mention your name, or if asked, I will not say a word because I really am not trying to start no issues between you, Canon. Like, come on already. Question marks. Why? Because that's your partner, right? Oh, this is going to lead to life in prison and death. All it's going to lead to. Okay. Now, this man's talking out the side of his neck. Okay. You guys see this, right? This is Wack 100 texting Luce Cannon's wife, Sharice Mills. This is what he's saying to her. Behind closed doors, this is a whole different ballgame. Okay. And, you know, today, I woke up, I seen this. I said, okay, this is pretty much their narrative they're going to try to spin. But I don't know if he knew R&B had said something about reporting the phone calls, but of course, I don't think he did because they're dumb over there. Wack is dumb when he does the internet shit. He doesn't even know that R&B already exposed that she's going to be the one to report him, and they're going to try to make it look like, oh, they did it to their self because the call says it's being recorded. You know what I'm saying? This is what these people do. So not only that, right? I woke up to this. Now, it's nothing serious, but it only lets me know that he actually has people currently, as I speak, going through my Instagram and trying to find anything they can report my Instagram account for to get it taken. Okay. Now, sometimes I wouldn't say sometimes, majority of the times, I am very careful about what I say because I know they're very strict on what you say. So I use emojis and certain other things to cover up certain words. Well, they went and found a comment. Now, mind you, this is from today, okay? At 11:04 a.m. I will put it back up here with the date if you want me to, okay? They found a comment from months ago that says, I'm going to hit you when I'm done, okay? Somebody went and reported that. Remember, I didn't say this today. This ain't like it was an auto-generated thing where they caught it. No, this was from months ago, meaning somebody from the 100 side, those dweebs over there, was sent to my account to find anything they can report. And they happened to find this comment right here. I'm going to hit you when I'm done. So what does Instagram do? Boom, restriction. You can't go live for 30 days. I'm like, well, that right there is not they reported it as violence and threatening. Another sign of Wack 100. Everything you guys keep saying I'm doing is threatening. You guys are giving yourself away. You have been using the threat tactic against me for the last week or two, Wack. So when you report this as a threat, it just lets me know it's somebody from your side. Okay. Now, mind you, I'm going to hit you when I'm done. So boom, I get the restriction. Boom. I hit the little button to counter it. They come back 5 minutes later and say, hey, we reviewed your comment, reposted it because it doesn't violate our standards and terms. They were so desperate to try to find anything. So when you only can find this right here, that lets me know that I'm pretty much clean because you tried to hit me saying, I'm going to hit you when I'm done, basically saying I'm going to call you when I'm done as a way to try to say, hey, let's get him on this. Let's try to take down his Instagram as well. Wake up, you guys. Smell the coffee. Wack 100 is currently using the same thing he got on Big Meech about. Third party snitching. He is currently using that against me as we speak. One thing about me, I put facts on the screen. I'm not going to come on here and just talk. Their new way of doing things is to just get somebody on the screen and roll with what they say. And it's working in a way because you got those people who are gullible who just going to believe what the person is saying. I'm the type of individual, anybody has watched my lives, any of my videos, I am going to prove myself through and fucking through. Okay. That's just me. Now, mind you, I did watch one of academics, the videos, and he was basically reacting to one of the phone calls with Luce that was posted on their YouTube channel that was a response to Wack 100. And I do want to speak on this. I do want to react to this because I feel like You know, with Wack controlling the narrative, it's a reason why academics is saying certain things in this video. So I definitely want to get to this real quick before we get up out of here. And I would love for Act to reach out so he can get some of the answers he need, because as far as what I'm hearing, Wack is spinning the narrative and it's working because he has tried to cut IBM's line off being able to voice the truth. So let's get to this video. And I want to just start off at this part and we'll go from here. Just listen.
Let's bring it back. So let's get back to the work. We got to work, chat. We got to work.
Listen to what he's saying.
So if you guys don't know, Wack aired out Luce Cannon, Sharice. Sharice is Luce Cannon's wife. I thought Wack and Luce Cannon was cool. Wack called me last night and basically was just saying, man, fuck all that shit, man. Fuck the fact that I'm the baby godfather. Fuck all that shit. I'm on timing, right?
Right. So my thing is, what does the baby have to do with anything? If you're the child's godfather, what made you say F everything? Okay. That right there shows that he's really, 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 really upset at something else besides that baby. What could that be? I wonder why.
It appears that we now have Luce Cannon responding to Wack, and he's making some allegations claiming Wack is broke. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe this one bit. Number one, me and Wack have almost made $100,000 bets. I know Wack got it. We all know Wack, manager of the game, manager of the Ray J, manager of the Blueface. He got that work.
So let's pause it right there. And the reason why I say, hey, Ack, you should reach out to certain people, because my first question is, well, when is the last time you actually made a $200,000 bet, academics, with the Wack 100? And we're not going to just say, oh, last week. Let's see some receipts. Let's show that you're standing on what you're saying, academics. Show those receipts of a $200,000 bet not too long ago. I'm pretty sure you don't have that, okay? Just because you manage artists does not mean that you're getting money. If your artists are not getting money, you're not getting money. Game currently has nothing going on. He has an album coming soon. I fuck with Game. Ray J, what are you managing? His music? He has not dropped music. Blueface has been locked up. Your diaper company is failing. Where is this money coming from? So at the same time, you got to think, hey, if academics reach out, he will know the truth. But unfortunately, he's getting stopped from doing that from Wack. My thing is this. If you have money like that, Ack, then there's no reason why we have screenshots of Wack 100 asking to borrow $10,000 from Luce Cannon, okay? So, Ack, before you just insinuate and say, I know, you might want to do your homework. I would love to see a receipt from a $200,000 bet that's recent. Let's go.
Okay, he got that work. He got content. Stop playing. He's getting a check from No Jumper. Shit, Wack is a playmaker.
Right, so he's getting a check from No Jumper, okay? How much do you guys think No Jumper is actually paying this dude? Y'all think that he's paying him type of money to where he can make $200,000 bets? I highly doubt it, okay? If I'm not mistaken, I thought Brick Baby was making 3 or 4K a week. Can't be too far off from Wack 100, okay? And when you live the type of lifestyle they live, that's not really shit in these days anyway, okay? Like I said, if you're having to borrow money from somebody, you don't have money like that. Let's go.
I'm going to be honest with you. You can't get me to believe for 1 second Wack is broke. But let's hear Luce Cannon. If you don't got to work, we don't know if we can believe him.
Okay. How everything?
Same thing for him. If you don't have the work act showing that you placed $200,000 bets recently, maybe within the last year, we don't want to hear it, bruh.
How's going?
Everything is everything, honey. Everything is everything. You know,
Yeah,
taking care of the businesses and whatnot.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
We online right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sure tomorrow is vicious.
Honey.
You know what I'm saying?
Very vicious.
Why? Why do you want why? Just tell me why.
No, because at the end of the day,
Sharice should know why. Shout out to sis, but he disrespected you, sis. I think I would want to go in every chance I got. Let's go.
is like, doing some buster activities when you literally wait until like.
By the way, everybody on the King Academics page, you niggas is lacking. We have 101 new gifted memberships and new members on the Academy page. How the hell is the bigger, King Academics page is the bigger page than the Academy page. Yet on the Academy page, there's memberships all over the place.
Act about his money. He like, look.
I think there's 3 times the
the
amount of membership
memberships.
on the Academy page
Hey,
than King Academics. What's going on with y'all
I'm
boys?
lacking
Anyway.
too. I need to make my
If you
members
harbor
badges.
some feelings because you going broke and that diaper company is not working for you, like, bro, we don't ask him to make money for us. I make money for him.
Now, mind you, he spoke on a diaper company. Like, Incredible Diapers is not. I don't even hear about it. Nobody ever hears about it. If you're making millions of dollars off a diaper company, trust me, you will see them at your neighborhood Walmart, your neighborhood grocery store, your CVS, your Walgreens. We haven't yet to see Incredible Diapers in any stores. All we've seen them is you can order them online. So yes, in my opinion, the diaper company is failing. If anybody knows it's failing, it will be Luce Cannon. Luce Cannon has been the closest to Wack 100 in the last year, okay? Academics, I know you fuck with Wack, but don't be gullible to the bullshit.
Not one play he brought for me that I made money off of. I paid him. You get what I'm saying? Like, Cuz don't make no money like that. He be on Clubhouse and everything, gossiping for free.
Oh my
But
goodness.
at the end of the day is he gonna have to stand on everything that he say, and I'm gonna get on his chin. He wanna call out and say something about your brother. I'm your husband. Say something about me.
Now, mind you, Wack said something about this today as well on Instagram. So let's point that out. I'm gonna say this one time, Goofy guy. Stop saying what you're going to do to me on the Fed phone. Now, mind you, he can say he want to squabble you, bro. I mean, can a squabble lead to jail? Yeah, it can be like a battery charge or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, Luce Cannon has a right to defend his family. So if he's saying, hey, when I touch down, we need to squabble, whether it's in a boxing ring for money or whether it's UFC, whatever the case may be, he wants to get down with you for disrespecting his wife and his son. That's all he's saying. He's making it seem like he's threatening him. Here we go. You see that? Look at the screenshot. This is insinuating he's getting threatened. What is up with the police tactic with the threats? All Wack 100 through and through. Let's go. Run the content.
Ain't like that, bro. All those goofballs is not like that. They soft.
Honey, I thought you wanted
Now,
to.
mind you, he's absolutely right. You know, when the internet seen Wack and Luce bump heads from the first time, I spoke on it before, was the swatting situation. Wack called all of them out. Nobody responded but Baby Cuban Rob. And remember, I've already exposed that. That was a play. I got a phone call from Luce saying, hey, Baby Cuban Rob is about to make this video, basically saying he want to get down with us. We're going to respond, and it's going to pretty much pump his name. And when you respond, we're going to ask to pump your name back. That was a play. I actually sat on the phone with Wack, and Wack has mentioned this to me before, how he was upset that Luce and Cuban Rob had this in place. Dead homies. Run audio or the video.
To dead all the internet stuff. Now you want to really start this war?
No, because at the end of the day, enough is enough. You get what I'm saying? I talked to him. He said, oh, nephew, you know, it's not like that. I don't let it go and all the goofy stuff like that because I'm questioning you about why.
Right. Now, mind you, if you guys don't know, Wack 100 referred to the swatting situation issue as the fake beef. He didn't consider it real because he was scared. He knew if that was real, which it was real on Cannon's end, that it could have went a whole different direction. So he used the words as the fake beef, okay?
People are showing me paperwork in here about CS2 back. The person that was on your case.
What the fuck is CS2 back? Who the hell is that? What is that?
So when I'm saying that,
Ask Wack. He will definitely tell you what CS2 back is, my guy.
now you want to try to defame my name or anything like that because you know you're not like that. You know I'm questioning you about certain things. You want to lie.
Ooh.
Bro,
Honey.
order discovery, full statement. You ain't gonna find Luce Cannon name in nothing.
Now, Gigi did say you told Luce. We got.
Man, listen, Gigi said that he was part of the restraining order. And if you guys don't know, whenever you are married and there's a restraining order in place, it pretty much brings you and your significant other into it. Okay. The whole he's took the stand, all that, blase, blase. You know what? Listen, if you're not married and you don't understand the process of your significant other filing a restraining order on somebody, maybe this is something you should stay away from. Okay, academics, let's go.
We got to get to work. We need to work.
Okay, so do you want me to drop this today? And then the call that we did tomorrow?
By the way, Drill, thank you for the 10 memberships on 10 gifted memberships on King Academics. And look like the Academy channel is going fucking crazy. Yo, chat, it's the reason why the Academy is the one that's
All
on
right,
the
so let's
screen.
fast forward
Like,
this.
they active over
You know, I don't like that.
That's like,
No.
oh, let me read this donation. Yo, Infamous World, thank you for the 5. It says, I appreciate you.
You're gonna do 9 o'clock, and then you're gonna schedule it and do it for 5 o'clock the same day. We're gonna smack them every day, twice a day.
I seen some people are commenting. They say, yo, Luce called from jail, and not one time did he said, how's my child?
Okay, now that's something else I wanted to address in this clip, but I'm going to let him finish.
The first thing
He actually cleaned up exactly what I'm going to say. So I'll let you guys hear it. I'll say it first, and I'll let you guys hear it. These phone calls you're hearing, what they're pretty much insinuating is, hey, he's calling and he wants to talk about Wack, but when he's going to ask about his child? Well, those phone calls have already happened. There's 2 or 3 phone calls before this that he has spoken to his wife the way he wants to speak to her. He has communicated with his child the way he wants to communicate with him, asked about him, tell him he loved him, did his goo goo gaga stuff. I'm sorry, but what does he look like saying, hey, how's Callie? Goo goo gaga gaga. F that nigga Wack. Woo doo woo. Come on, man. Those calls have already happened. Like I said, this internet shit is so unrealistic. People are gullible. And I think people with a bigger voice will spin a narrative and make you guys feel like this is what needs to happen and this is what don't need to happen.
said is, Wack ain't like that. And that did make me think, I'm like, are these people living in the content world versus caring for their kids? Or maybe the calls where they're saying, hey, did the baby eat today?
Already happened.
Did my baby that's a few months old, is she burping? Is she, I don't know what babies do, but like, it's, maybe that happens, but on a call we don't hear. And
exactly.
the calls we hear,
and I'm glad that he cleaned that up, because those are the calls you guys are not going to hear. You're not going to hear that type of personal stuff on here. Okay. His baby and his wife and the way he deals with them is not content. Wack is content. Okay. I'm not going to put out how I'm talking to my child on the phone, on the internet, or my wife. It's not going to happen. Okay. So thank you for at least cleaning that up, academics.
the beef calls. Because I do understand, like, if you're hearing a baby like, goo goo gaga, and all he's saying is,
See?
Wack's not like that.
Thank
He's
you.
a buster. He's a sweetie.
Thank you.
That kind of is kind of crazy, right? Like, you
I
know
just
what I
said
mean? You got bigger things to worry about, family and stuff like that, right?
No, you're gonna do 9 o'clock, and then you're gonna schedule it and do it for 5 o'clock the same day. We're gonna smack them
That's them planning out content to retaliate with Wack.
every day, twice a day.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
So get both thumbnails ready.
For the record, y'all hear, he's the one that wants to do this, okay? So y'all don't go.
Right. And I'm glad Sharice cleared that up, because, you know, she was getting ridiculed for saying that. Well, people were saying, well, I wouldn't say people, Wack, she's the one doing it. She's the one that keep doing it. No, Luce is the one that wants to create content. You know, why are you recording? Why are you putting on it? Luce is the one that wants her to do it. Okay. And you guys can have your narrative on the situation, but until it harms him, which it has yet to do so, then, hey, it is what it is. Remember, at his bail hearing, not one content call was brought up and the reason why they denied him bail. But you want to know what was brought up besides his background or his priors? That no jumper video that 600 put out on the internet first. Run the content.
Go try to blame me and say I'm the one doing this. You hear it from the horse's mouth. All right?
Yeah, but the crazy part about it is, where was that energy when I was chasing them around, asking them for a squabble? Like,
Exactly. Because Cannon clearly called all of them out for a squabble, and nobody said nothing but Baby Cuban Rob, and that was a play, and I was part of that play. Me, the Mole, Cuban Rob, and I think Creep was all part of that play to say, hey, let's say we're gonna squabble the IBM guys, and that was only to get Cuban Rob name out there. Okay, let's go.
I'll beat both of y'all up at the same time.
Oh shit.
Oh, nephew, you were just yelling at me. You broke.
He told 600 and Wack that he'll beat him up both at the same time. Remember, that was when the swatting situation happened. 600 never said anything. Wack never said anything. Only one that said anything was Baby Cuba Rob once again, and that was a play in the audio. Well, the content.
My heart yelling at me. No, you not like.
Now, chat, I know some of y'all be like, yo, why we care about this? To me, this is like some Machiavellian, like Game of Thrones shit. I think Wack, Luce, Cannon, and all the people who've been in like this clubhouse exposure stuff, they're like.
Now, let me clean that up. Luce Cannon does not deal with clubhouse like that. Okay, he would pop in there every blue moon, but don't put him in the same category as Wack and them. Luce does not be in clubhouse like that. He will get in there once or twice every blue moon because Wack wants him in there. Remember, they tried to spin the narrative on me and say, oh, he don't even know Luce Cannon. He met him in Clubhouse. I did not meet Cannon in Clubhouse because first of all, I don't deal with Clubhouse like that, and neither does Luce. Okay, play the audio, the content.
Doing like, it's a really interesting, like almost like case study of like House of Cards, Game of Thrones. Just work your way up to get to a certain level of power and influence. So it's kind of interesting. I'm entertained.
Well, and it's crazy he say that because I felt like he was absolutely right, because once Luce Cannon started to climb up to that power like Game of Thrones and get ready to take over, guess who tried to come strike him down, like saying, hey, you're not going to come take my kingdom? Wack. That pretty much plays into things that were going on behind the scenes that the internet didn't know. Phone calls that I've sat on with, hey, Wack is purposely sabotaging things. I wonder why. Because Luce's name was getting bigger than his on the internet. So what did Wack started to do? He started to purposely sabotage anything Luce Cannon had going.
Waiting until.
And the reason why I say I'm entertained, because I asked the operative question last night of Wack, and once he said the answer he gave me, I said, oh, okay, I know all I need to know. Because I was asking him, I said, what about friendship? And like, that was like a foreign thing. It wasn't like, oh no, that's, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like certain people are my friends. You know what I mean? Like, for example, and I hate to bring this up, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but like, even when sometimes, even now, like, y'all be trying to like get on Boom and shit like that. Boom was my friend. You know what I mean? So it's like, even though, yeah, we don't,
this a little bit.
I'm like, I just want to talk about it. You were my friend. If someone, once I heard,
and it's a couple of, like a month and a half in, 2 months, and then you want to talk about something like that. He said I'll be irrelevant in 28 days.
Now, mind you, I always sit back and I think when Wack 100 said that he will be irrelevant in a month, you know, after that month, Luce Cannon was actually bigger, even though within that month he wound up getting indicted, but was actually bigger as far as what Wack was saying. Irrelevant where? On the internet. Luce Cannon is bigger than ever on the internet now. Would I want him to be home? I mean, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? But I feel like that was a way of saying, I'm going to take him down. Got to pay attention, man. Wack said it himself.
Than him. He's a nobody. He's just a gossiping as Wendy Williams ass nigga. Like, bro, it's not gonna stand on nothing.
Now here's the interesting thing, and this is why, like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to like Wack 600, Luce Cannon, and even Brick Baby, bro, I have no idea what's real and what's not. The only thing I know is real is the indictment. I can't tell if these are rehearsed, premeditated, quote-unquote plays. What you mean Wack is Wendy Williams? Yo, you know how many days I used to get up and...
All right, so before we get out of here, this is the part I wanted to get to. This is not a play, Ack. I want you to pay attention. It's far from a play, okay? I understand that these guys have a history of, you know, doing what they do, but this is the problem with this situation, because Ack is unaware of who I am, and he's only, you know, getting this info from Wack. He has a right to feel that way. But if we're going to say, hey, I don't know if this is a play or not, You should look into both parties act. You should look into who's involved. Because I'm gonna explain to you something right now. Whenever IBM Hoodlum wife get put into something, it's definitely not a play. So act. Maybe you should reach out. Maybe you should get on the phone with Sharice Mills and IBM Hoodlum so you can find out for yourself that this is not a play. This is for real. This is real life. My issue at Wack is personal. He mentioned my wife. He called her out her name. He put my wife picture on his Instagram, and he also put my house up as well. And that's a message to Adam 22 as he sat up and talked about doxing when my house was doxed on his Instagram. I'm IBM Hoodlum, man. I'm out. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, man. And remember, GG's supposed to be going live with a special guest, an ex-IBM member. He better hope and pray it ain't Gizzy, because I got something in my back pocket for that. I'm out.